I'm Patrick Bailey with whiteboardcoder.com. Today is July 20th, 2020, and in this video I'm going to be running some new sprinkler wire to my sprinkler valves. This summer we're working on our backyard. Last year we had a house built and we moved into it. As part of that we got our own dirt backyard. So we have to do all our own landscaping, so I've been doing a lot of videos and things about that recently. And as part of this, I'm putting in some more sprinklers. And what I've decided to do, in part, is I'm going to add some more valves to my existing sprinkler. But right now, there's not enough wires to run into it to actually add more valves. So I'm going to have to run a new wire, and that's what this video is about. We're running a new wire out there to support the fact that I can add more valves. Now, I'm not going to add more valves today. I just want to get a wire pulled and replug what I have and make sure it's working and make sure I understand what I'm doing. Now, with that, let me go over a few things. Here's a great video that I would suggest go watching, choosing a sprinkler wire, and I'll put a link in the show notes. And here they give some different suggestions. In fact, they suggest using a wire I'm not using. But as an alternative, they have this wire, and I prefer using this wire for my own reasons because I've got color coding, and I think this is going to be fine. It's direct burial. Some other stuff is, they might argue it's better or higher or thicker because it's a lower gauge. But for my purposes, I like this. I think it's going to work well. Also, with that, let me go over a few things of what I bought and a few little notes, and I'll put links in the show notes to all this stuff. So what I have bought at Home Depot, I bought 500 feet of this 1810 wire. And this is just a piece I cut off from it. And what this is, you probably don't, depending on your case, you may have to get 500 feet. I'm getting 500 feet because that's kind of, I think I don't quite need that much, but I do need more than 250. They kind of come in those ranges. But anyway, so this is 1810. 18 refers to the gauge, how thick each individual wire is. And 10 refers to how many different colored wires are here. And so here there are 10 wires. Now, if you're going into this, there's different ones. There's 1810, 18.7, 18.5. 18.5 has 5 wires. 18.7 has 7 wires. And if you're doing any of this stuff, what you need to do is however many valves you have, you need one more wire. So here I've got 10. One is the common wire, however you hook it together. So that means here I have 10, you subtract 1, so that gives me 9 valves. This could support up to 9 valves on one run. So just to let everyone out there know that. So this is what I got. A little expensive, but it's what I need for what I'm doing. Some other options here. Here's an 18.4, 500 feet. Oh, no, that's 18.4. Not the one I made. Ignore that one. Okay, there's an 18.5 I found on Amazon, 50 feet for $20, but again, it's 5, so it can only support 4. Here's an 18.5, 100 feet. Again, it can only support 4. Now, one thing I'm not going to be doing in this video, which I wish I had, I purchased these, but they're not here yet. So one thing you want to do, as you see in other videos, and I'll probably do some follow-up videos, is these wires can be underground. So where I connect them, what I eventually want to do is I want to put them in something like this, where you connect the wires together, you're putting them in some, like a gel substance, and they kind of seal them in there, and then you don't have to worry about it when it rains, or they get underground, or they get wet. I wish I'd ordered these in time to show this, and I'll probably show them in another video, but go look around and see what people have done. So I'll put a link to this too, but I think this is a really good way to go, but again, I don't have them yet, so I can't really show that in this video, which is a bummer. Another thing I have that might be interesting is this is a tool, a stripper that's used for Ethernet. And it turns out it kind of works actually pretty good to strip out this outer wire. So I'd suggest if you do Ethernet stuff, it's worth your time, but it's an interesting tool to help me strip this down. But with that, let's get going on it. Okay, so for this first thing, I've got this routed into my garage now where I want this to be. And here's my prior one that I had, and not that it matters, but it's an ESP TM2 Rainbird that I'm actually going to replace at some point, but for right now, here's what it is. Now if you get in here, you might have to be careful because there might be different kinds of wires. Like here I've got some wires for a sensor, but here I kind of got this wire through, I cut it, and I figured out what I have, so I got 5 connected here. So here I got the ground, that's that white one. Then I have 1, 2, 3, I shouldn't say ground, well, connection back. You're hot and you're low. So I got that, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and so here's mine. I can kind of match up the colors, so I'll say, white, red, I don't have a light blue, but dark blue, yellow, green, so I got colors that match, so hooray. So first thing I'll do is take these off.
And this is all low voltage, but I do have it unplugged. So it's unplugged just in case, but not that you really hurt yourself with low voltage. Okay, so pull that aside. In fact, I probably should have left that in, but I know what it is. Okay, so I'm going to take this. I probably should have left that in so I can match them up correctly. Now I just need to strip out this outer. And this actually works pretty good. So this is usually used for Ethernet cord. It's not perfect for this, but I had it around, so I used it. It kind of worked. Yeah. Not perfect, but it did. Because you want to cut this outer one out without cutting anything else. Okay, come off. Yeah, don't pull your teeth out. Okay, so there we go. So I'll kind of match this up again. So I got the white, red, and I got red, and I got blue, yellow, and green. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other guys I don't care about right now. So I need to strip them. Now this is 18 gauge, and if you're used to strippers, there's a number 16 and 18 on here. That can kind of indicate which one to use to strip it. So there I am at 18, and it should probably strip off just fine. There we go. Okay, so we get this through. I probably stripped off. Yeah, I didn't need to strip off that much. That's a bit much. I'm just gonna cut it real quick. It'd be fine, but okay. Let's go back again. So white is gonna be my. What's this C? You might as well say negative and positive, but that's going to be my common. There you go. That's what they use the C. Common. There's your common wire. Not that it has to be white, but I'm going with what they did before. And then 1. And then 2. And 3. And 4. So now this side is hooked up. Let's go pull the wire around my yard. Okay, so we're just pulling it. This thing, if you get 500 feet, it's heavy. So I stuck a pipe through here to help me kind of unwind it. And it's probably a good idea to have someone help you hold it at certain spots so you can unwind it, because it is going to be a booger otherwise. And we are going to bury this. And I have some trenches already done. Some trenches will be done in the future. The good news is it's getting lighter every second here. Okay. Alright, we'll pull it all the way. Whew. Okay, here we are with all these wonderful connections. And so I need to connect each one of these up, one of these solenoids. And the nice thing, even though they're, technically there's a positive and negative, right? But they've all set these up so you don't have to think about that. You can connect them any way you want and they'll work. Because I know people don't want to think about low voltage. So, first thing we'll do, I'd rather use the I don't know what they're called, but the waterproof cap kind of things that I have ordered. So I'll replace those at some point. But for the moment, I'm just going to kind of do a pour job. So what I'm going to do is I'll take, what I need to do is here I'll take this white one first. That's the, in that case they're the common, and you can see how, see this has got goo in it. So you can see these are a little gooey, and the idea is it helps prevent water from coming in there. That's the idea with that thing I got. So I'm going to replace it in not as good a fashion, but it'll be better than nothing. So I'll just do these one at a time. So first we'll take this white one, and I'll strip it. And that's my common. And then we'll take this guy out as best I can. And the idea would be that I have one of every 4 of these here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got one from each one of these. I just need to wire it out, and that's my common. And I will come back, and I will do a better job at some point to make sure that the, because this you're going to have problems with, I think. I'm pretty sure because of the water issues. There we go. And then one of these, now these other ones have these little cool sealers, which I do believe has some gel in them. So the idea is you strip them, you put the wires in there, and you snap them, and you're good to go. But they're a little cheaper than the ones, they're not quite as good as the ones I have coming. So for now I'm just going to take them apart. I already took one of them off. I took that red one off. So I will do red for red. So there's that red one. And I lost my little cord. So you're over here. Oh, there we go. Red. And it was that one. And so now I will, for now, just twist them together. Again, I'm going to come back and redo these. Okay, so that one's out. Now here's the blue one. I should have brought a screwdriver. But you can pop these open. There we go. And then open that up. And then I can pull them out. Boom. Take away that blue one. So that's the blue. But again, I don't have a light blue. I got a dark blue. And hook them up. And again, not ideal. Don't do it like this. Use something that's going to keep that water out. This is temporary until I get those in. There's the yellow one. Let's grab the yellow one.
What do you do with the old cords?
Well, the old cords, if that audio didn't come through, my wife is asking me what I do with the old cords. So this old cord I'll pull away. And I'll cut it back, but this old cord is buried in the front yard all the way around. So I'm just going to abandon it. So I'll cut it back so it's out of the way, but I'm not gonna bother digging it up right now. Okay, so now we got the yellow, we got the red, and now I just got the green. Now I got the green left. There we go, green. Yeah, I should have used a screwdriver to pop these open. I don't want to get the potential of hurting myself there. Okay. So now I got the green one. Okay, there we go. So now we're wired up over here. But then I have all these extra wires, which I'm just going to tuck away for now. But that gives me the potential. If I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, I can have 5 more valves on the side if I want, which is a total of 9. And then hopefully I can drag this guy out. And
Oh, look at that.
there he goes. And so eventually I'll just cut him back as far as I can because I don't need him anymore. And now in theory, we should be good. And let me go do some testing. Okay, now for testing. I already ran through and tested to make sure it's working, but if you happen to have this same model, I can show you what to do. This is the ESP TM2 by Rainbird. And actually, if you're interested, I did a whole video on how to program this. But for quick, easy testing, what I did is normally I'm on auto run, but I went to manual station, went to 1, I want to test the first one, and then hold that. It starts up, and then we should see them pop up. And there you go, it's working. And then what I did really easily is now I take it and I switch this to off, kind of to reset it. This is a lazy man's way of doing it. Go back to manual, go to 2, and then hold the arrow button down. It'll start that one, and so on and so forth. So that's how we went and tested all 4 of them. They're all working fine. But also remember, when you're done testing, if you do it this way, better go back to auto run, otherwise it's not going to run the next day. The next time you have it programmed to run. So cool, we worked. So one more phase of the backyard completed.
Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give it a like. To subscribe, just click the subscribe button. Also, you can follow me on Twitter under the handle @whiteboardcoder.com. View any code I may have thrown up as a gist at GitHub under the username PatmanDenver, or check out my blog site at whiteboardcoder.com.